Let's do this exercise of self-knowledge, self-discovery, and let's try to bring as much clarity as possible, as much as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll try our best. And first good strategy to bring as much stability and clarity is to do it with kindness. And we're gonna start applying that to our body, wherever we are in this physical space, um, seeing each other on the computer. Now I'm only seeing me because I'm recording, but I know you're there. I try to make my body as comfortable as I can. And generally, straight back is a good suggestion, but this is very personal. Uh, good posture is whatever works for you. But generally speaking, straight back, but not rigid, will help you settle your body on your chair, on your cushion. And actually, straight back also works as if it was a connection from the crown of your hair, as if there was some rope pulling to the end of your vertebra. Uh, and then um, to the ground. We are actually connecting the floor, the earth, the ground, and the sky. And this is very relevant for what I was saying. The ground is firm, it's solid, it's also a limit. It's the inevitability of where we stand, where we sit. We cannot go through that. It's not going to let us fall either. And then over our heads, there's the endless possibilities that are in the sky. And between the two things, here we are, as relaxed, comfortable, but awake as possible. And a straight back will also help us level the shoulders, open the chest, help the arms rest on the sides with the hands resting on our legs or next to our belly. Also, the idea that it is the crown connected to the sky allows us to lower our head, tucking our chin in and relaxing the muscles of the face, the eyelids, closing the eyes if we need to do that. And then between the sky and the ground, we live and we do what we know what to do, what we know how to do best. Our body knows how to do best, which is breathing. Only now we are going to breathe very deliberately, letting all the air out of our lungs until there's nothing left, and then inhaling through the nostrils if possible, slow but deeply. Taking this air, taking the distractions until we cannot inhale anymore, and then we let go. We let go what we don't need. We let go the chicken, the dog, the cock, and we inhale again, accepting, taking in, and then letting go, releasing. One more time in the middle of this cacophony of sounds. Receiving what we like, what we don't like, and offering. And such is life, and it is as clear as that. It's either our turn to give or our turn to receive, our turn to accept, our turn to let go. Let's see from where we are, where we want to go, where we want to be. during this session, during the day, this week, this month, what we want for our lives. And we are going now to our wishful thinking. We are going to dream away. There's still no reality, no limits. But we are going to find in our heart, where is our direction? And this being a complicated question can be made more tangible if we recall a moment of nurturance, or we can imagine such a moment, or perhaps we find here and now some elements of that direction that we want to follow, that sense of well-being and security, of having our needs met. Can you recall a time, or imagine a time, or feel it right here, right now? Let's go there. And perhaps now even the sounds of the animals are not so important, because we remember, we think about it, we recreate it in our mind, making it in a way real. And the trick is really going over the details of this situation and choosing the ones that have an impact, and allowing our bodies to feel and open up to that promise, that hope that was real can be made real. And if such is the case, how couldn't we try to make it real over and over, even if we lose it? And we can dream away even more and imagine what our world would be like if we were able to bring this feeling, this melody to other situations and other people near us. How would their worlds, their lives change if we were instrument of well-being? And this is what we are going to practice here in the few minutes left. For that, we stabilize the attention for just a few rounds, resting the attention on a sensation, generally the breathing where we feel it most obviously, but it can be another sensation, another stimulus, even sounds. And we accompany that sensation, cherishing distractions, for they are the inevitable part of this experience. Nothing we can do about them. But actually, there's something we can do. We can acknowledge the distraction, and we can bring the attention back. And such is our adventure. Paying attention, getting distracted. And it's all good. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. But it can all be good. And coming from our dreams and in our journey into reality, now we take a step farther and we try to accompany our whole mental experience as it is. Accepting everything, what we like and what we don't like. all part of this experience, inevitable part of this experience, but trying not to get stuck in one or the other. Not becoming engaged, not resisting any experience, for all it's inevitable. But what we can do is not increasing the reactivity to any of these experiences. And we do that by distancing ourselves from all these things that are populating our mind: sounds, images, sensations. Putting the anchor right here, right now, in the present moment that is dynamic, not static. And though it is filled by the next sensation, next thought, and then the next, and then the next. But from this space of here and now, we observe everything that happens. And perhaps we develop some stability, and with that, a little bit more clarity on the inner landscape. And we see things that we love, we want to protect, we want to keep, and things that we don't like at all. I don't like the distractions, the sounds, they are here. I don't like the intermittent pain, but it comes sometimes. And using this clarity, we are going to do something after this short contemplation, observation. We are going to reflect on who we are. And we are made of these things that we like, that we dream about, that we wish, desire. We are made of those nurturing moments, and they are legitimate. We want to allow ourselves to dream away because it's energizing. It gives us the strength to carry on, the hope for a better life. And with that, as inevitable as it is, comes the fear of not fulfilling those dreams. It's very real. If we want something, we are going to fear not having that thing that we want. And we are going to stay there for a little while, although uncomfortable, to try to see what part we can get rid of and what part is going to stay like the soil, like the ground. And it's going to be our limit that is going to stop us, but at the same time, it's going to give us security and the confidence that there's something we cannot do. So let's think about a recent mildly uncomfortable situation. Perhaps my introduction triggered you some memory. And let's visit it the same way we visited our mental experience right here, right now. Remembering that we are safe where we are and learning all those details. And now let's see if we are fighting something that is impossible or extremely hard, if we are wanting a very unrealistic expectation that is giving us more trouble than the gain that we would make if we achieved it. Let's see if we can distinguish what is inevitable, like the distractions, like the intermittent pain in my case, and what is evitable, what I can do to make my life slightly better. But to see what it is that I can do requires I accept my limit, what I cannot do. And although it may come as a sense of loss, it is liberating because we don't need to allocate more resources in that failed search, that consumption of energy that was taking us nowhere. Because when the pain is here, it's here. And I cannot wish a trillion times to go away if it doesn't go away. So what am I going to do with my resources, with my attention? And just that thought is already a little bit uplifting for me. Wait, I have some tools that I can utilize. I can entertain the thought that sooner or later is going to go. Is that realistic? Yes, it is. Because the truth is, all is impermanent. The joy will come and will go, but also the sadness and the grief will come and will go. And it's up to us to entertain, to get stuck in the grief or welcome it and let it pass. And in a way, getting attached to joy or joyful moments as well is a guarantee for disaster because they are not going to last. So if we don't get stuck in the good moments, we will spare ourselves the damage, the fall when they leave us. And such is life. Mud and clarity, attention and distractions. And such are we with talents and virtues and extraordinary skills and also flaws, imperfections. And it is the whole what we can love and protect and carry to the direction that we wish. Carrying everything, but not making the dark side of things more important, because it's not. Although inevitable and even necessary, it's not more important. It's not. And we do this exercise with as much kindness as we can foster for ourselves. As we are only human learning, then we don't need to do this exercise perfectly. We can just do it. And from that emerges the resolution to use my wisdom and my heart to decrease my suffering as much as possible. And we can say whatever words resonate with each one of us. I choose happiness. I choose acceptance of the things that I don't like to make them less salient, less important. I choose acceptance of the things that I don't like to devote my energy to the things that I like. And while I say whatever words resonate with me, I can visualize a pearl of white light in my chest, or a warm sensation that spreads with each breathing and liberates my body for this moment of all additional suffering and pain. And if I can do it this one time, or I have the intuition that I can do it, I can do it more times. And with that intention to bring whatever we have learned, practice today to our daily lives, to try to remember, to cultivate stability and clarity of mind, to contemplate things before reacting. And once we have contemplated things, to separate what can be done from what cannot be done. And I intend to do that with the hope, the wish, the dream that I'll get better and the world will get better. Thank you.